Hey dreamers, Bryce here from Midnight Notion, singer-songwriter, musician, and a big fan of Metallica, but I have no idea what my favorite Metallica song is. Could it be Here Comes Revenge? Let's use math to find out. Cue the intro.
So give it to me now!
For the best Metallica song! Here Comes Revenge. We're getting towards the last half of the record, and I have to tell you up front that I have always liked this song. I've never understood the hate it gets. I've seen comments on the internet saying, oh, I don't like this song, but I've never understood them. I know that when this record came out, they released a music video for every single song, and the music video specifically for this song is one of the coolest music videos I think they've ever done, because it's like creepy in a way. It's like very disturbing. Go watch the music video, then come back and join me. We're going to listen to the song, you and me, together. I'm going to stop at any time I hear something interesting, and then I'm going to grade it using the following criteria: composition, memorability, emotional response, instrumentation, and lyrics. Each category is a 0 to 4 scale with a grand total of 20 possible points. We'll find out at the end of the video if this song has what it takes to get to the top 20. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, because if you do, it'll stop the transformation. I know you're turning into some sort of a monster right now. You can stop it if you hit subscribe. Quick, do it now, do it now, do it now. It's still, yes, good job, you're safe. Congratulations. Let's listen to this song. And remember, I'm trying not to be super biased. I am saying up front that I do like this song, but I'm listening analytically. I am trying to acknowledge the whole song as it is without bias, but I do have to admit there's a little bit. Let's jam. I love that guitar. It's like howling at the moon. It feels like a werewolf right here. Even though the music video is depicting some sort of, like, I think it's a hyena, it's a very tortured, like a howl sort of feel to it. And this whole song really to me feels like a monster. It feels like it's talking about Here Comes Revenge, but it feels like a horror story. So really listen with that mindset of you're watching a horror film or you're listening to a horror song. Think of that, and then the song really stands out in a different way. There's a little reverse cymbal there too, sucking us in. Listen to that one more time. There might even be some howls. Is there a voice in there? I feel like I'm hearing a voice. Let's hear it one more time. It sounded almost like a backwards, like a reverse but it sounds like there was a voice, a reverse cymbal, and maybe something else. But that's a really cool effect. And now we got this grooving halftime feel main riff. Lots of bass. Straight. I love that. It's a cool lick, man. How can you not like this? This is very, I don't know. I feel like this song would fit in with the Black Album. I love how we have a da 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 da, and then we're tagging it with a da 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 da. It's like a higher version of the same pattern. Da 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 da. That's like your hook of the song. Da 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 da. And it may be in a different key each time it comes around, but it's mostly that pattern. So watch for that throughout the song. We're back to the main riff. I think we could have gone to the verse from here. I think we really could have, but it's nice to have something familiar. So we'll jam out on this riff a little bit more. Now you can hear Rob just annihilating that bass. He's saying Rob Rob, Rob Rob. He's just naming himself with the bass. Really cool. It sounds almost like a guitar, but there's like a scratch to it. It's really deep. We also have this is reminiscent of Load and Reload, sort of a Where the Wild Things Are, or what's the other song? I mentioned another song that sort of sounds like this. Forgive me, Father. Whatever song that one is. Was it? Oh, it is Thorn Within, isn't it? Thorn Within. That's what I'm getting here. Thorn Within kind of vibes. Even though I didn't like that song, I feel like it fits here.
Little grave I'm grieving, I will mend you.
Notice the drum pattern too. This is unique for Metallica, unique for a lot of drummers actually. We have a snare hit on the 1 and then a tom hit on the 1. And that's just it. Like he's riding on the floor tom, so it's ba boop 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 doo doom doo 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 pa doo 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 boom boom. So he's probably doing some kick stuff in there as well, but most of the sound we're getting from the drums is just sitting on that low floor tom, that thunderous boom 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 boom. And that's kind of keeping the heartbeat of the song going, right? As well as Rob's shooka 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 on there, the Rob. And then he's just emphasizing with the tom on the 4 and 1. But again, snare on the 1, that's not very common. He would usually do like a boo, 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 ka, boo, boo, boom, boo, boo, ka. But instead we just get a pa, boo, boom. It's a different pattern for him. It's very nice.
Sweet revenge I'm dreaming, I will end you. I've been here since dawn of time.
Okay.
Countless hatreds built my shrine. I was
No
born
symbols.
in anger's flame. He was Abel, I was Cain. I am here, I'm hell unbound.
Notice how that feels when the pattern breaks. We have all this clean stuff. We have all toms. The rhythm is carried by Rob and by those floor tom hits. And the guitars are just real simple. Do, 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 do. And then we get an electric version of it, a little more distortion. Do, do, do. And then when we go into the bam, ba, bam, ba, bam, the more syncopated riff, we got a straight groove on the drums to emphasize the boom, ka, boom, ka, boom, ka. So everything kind of builds into some new flow. Now we got sort of a straight groove, but it's still got the thickness of the floor tom. If he was on the hi-hat right now, it would still be fine, bam, ba, bam, ba, bam, but it's so much thicker and heavier and meatier with that floor tom. And so when everything comes in like that, there's like a mood that's like, all right, we're moving towards something, and we don't shift to the cymbals until we get to the next part. So I'm gonna rewind it just a little bit. Feel this.
Flame. He was Abel, I was Cain. I am here, I'm hell unbound.
It's kind of an Orion riff, right? Bam, 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 bam. Almost Orion. Really cool.
Burn your kingdom to the ground. To the ground. Here comes revenge, just for you. Revenge, you can't undo. Revenge is killing me. Revenge.
Very simple chorus. I love this. It's just that same kind of syncopation. Bam, bam, bam. But this time with double picking. They're doing fast picking, but it's just sitting on that low E, just staying there. Bam, ba, bam, ba, bam, bam, ba, bam, ba, ba, with an occasional F for the emphasis on that and on that last beat, or I guess it would be a 4, whatever. But the and is emphasized with the crack of the snare and the cymbal together. But by just sitting on that E, like I've said before, that allows James to kind of sing freely. Any note in the scale works here because we're just sitting with a very simple chorus. And then occasionally, we play it 2 times through. The first time ends with that F. The second time ends with the triplet, jun, 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 jun. And that's going to come back with the tag that we had before, da, 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 da. But again, very simple chorus, allows you to just sing out. Also note how busy it is. Everything is like all the 16th notes are covered, right? We have straight pattern with the drums, so they're really only taking up eighth notes, maybe quarter notes if you want to call it that. The bass and guitars are taking up 30. Is it 16th or 32nd? I'm not going to do the math here, but they're taking up a lot of space. So the vocals are really just, here comes revenge, just holding that note out long. That long note fits because it's not interrupting. If he was like, if he was singing really fast, then we wouldn't know what's going on. We'd be overwhelmed with stuff. He's using real estate wisely. Good job.
Set me free. Eye for an eye. Tooth for a tooth. A life for
It's got a little broken, beaten, scarred in there. It's like broken, beaten, scarred, thorn within. We've got a little bit of Black Album stuff. We've got potentially, I don't know, it's a good mixture of their whole catalog, in my opinion.
life is my burden of proof. Revenge. Just for you. Revenge.
Even that note, it sounds very Kill 'Em All to me. I don't know. I don't know why people hate on this song. I think it's great.
You ask forgiveness. I give you sweet revenge. I return this nightmare. I will find you. Sleepless, cloaked in despair. I'm behind you.
I just realized he said nightmare, and nightmares are a form of dreams. Somewhere in Dreamworld is available wherever you get your music online.
Man has made me oh so strong. Blurring lines of right and wrong. Far too late for frail amends. Now it's come to sweet revenge. Desperate hands that lose control. Have no mercy on your soul.
Notice how all of the instruments are climbing down, do, da, you know, and they go down to that E, but his voice is climbing upward. Mercy on us all. He's going up, instruments going down. Pretty cool.
On your soul.
Okay, I don't know if you know why I'm laughing. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to figure out why I'm laughing. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7. These aren't real seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's because of that stupid fill. It's a straight snare. Lars has a tendency to maybe do that a little bit longer than necessary. It reminds me of the live version of Fuel, because there's something about the very last part of Fuel. He does it a little bit longer than he does on the record. That's a little long for just a straight snare fill. There's not, like, I like to have it with the guitars, and he didn't wait for the tag. He played early, and I just thought that was really funny.
Just for you, revenge. You can't undo. Revenge is killing me. Revenge just set me free. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. A life for a life is my burden of proof. Revenge just for you. Revenge.
If this is your first time hearing the song and you don't already know most of the chorus, you haven't been paying attention. Just scream revenge and you'll figure it out. Revenge, revenge, revenge. It goes back and forth between the notes. I obviously hit the wrong ones, but I'm just saying it's very easy to pick up on this song. If you tell me this song for memorability is a 0, I want you to explain to me what you think memorability means. Because for me, when you repeat something over and over and over again, that makes it memorable. And they've already said revenge so many times. How can you forget that line? I'm just genuinely curious. If you honestly think that you're going to score this song low for memorability, you got to tell me why, because I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, but I am interested in the human mind, and I do study it a little bit. I'm pretty sure this is a memorable song. Just saying.
You ask forgiveness, I give you sweet revenge.
All right, this is cool. We get the same riff, but we get a little bit of movement in between. So we have a call and response. So boo doo boo boo. Instead of starting with the chug, we have a little bit of a movement more similar to something like All Nightmare Long or what's the song I'm thinking about? I don't know. Do 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 do. It's got a nice little rolling movement to it. Do 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 do. It goes up and it goes down, and then we get the tag do 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 do, and we got halftime groove on the drums, so we're breaking it down, right? We've been mostly straight, and then even in the verses, even though the verses are pulled back, and that we're only getting the snare on the ones, it still has a movement of like a 1, 2, 3, 4, because that tom is still going boo 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 boo, still has that heartbeat feel. So the whole song so far feels like a straight, it's got a straight feel. This is now a halftime groove, and I know we had a little halftime groove in the intro, but now we're back to it. So we're kind of pulling back the energy of the song just slightly to give us a little bit of a breather before we come back in. There we go. Okay, so there's a few things to discuss. Really, I was listening to the solo a lot closer than I've listened to most of the solos because I'm just curious. And I think I've said it recently, but I'll say it again. It feels like Kirk is running out of ideas. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not bashing him. He's still a fantastic guitarist. He's still an icon to the industry. He's one of the main reasons why I know how to play guitar. Not nearly as close or as good as he does, but I feel like 111 songs later, it's hard to make new things. And so that solo is pretty basic. It sounds to me like he's playing in that same little area of the guitar. He didn't really go up or down the neck. He just kind of hung out in that kind of middle spot. Just kind of stuck there. So it wasn't really that interesting. And the finale, it just kind of peters out. It's gone. So not much going on in the lead guitar department, unfortunately. So that's a knock on the song. But hey, you know what? Again, I can't knock them too hard. They're making more money than I am, so props to them. I mean, to keep going this long and still write solos in E, for that matter. Like, they're not even trying different. What are their songs? It's E, it's A, and then some drop tunings, and that's like all of their songs. So, I guess the only other thing I have to point out about this section is that now we've moved back to that, I guess the bridge, the breakdown riff, if you would, the little hill. We'll call it a little hill, right? But instead of having the as a tag, it's just repeating that one section. And it's a nice callback, but again, it's different. It's interesting.
Here comes revenge, just for you. Revenge, you can't undo. Revenge, it's killing me. Revenge, set me free. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. A life for a life, it's my burden of proof. Revenge, just for you. Revenge, you ask forgiveness, I give you sweet revenge.
Here we go.
Sweet revenge.
Oh. Is that backwards now? I can't remember. In the breakdown, was it the climb, the hill riff, and then the booty, 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 like that? Or was it always starting with the main lick and tagging with the hills? I already forgot. I'm not going to go back. But it feels like an inversion now. And now we've got the classic build up. Okay, we have a nice little stop with just one guitar. And then now we got snare on the quarter notes. Backer, 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 backer. Double kick. Nice. Interesting. I really like those howls at the end. The way that they end that final solo, I don't know if you could really call it a solo. It's only a couple of notes, but it's just really that. It's just very, like, I can't think of another word for it, but howl. You could call it a dive bomb if you want, but it's got a very just like deep, deep pain sound. Oh no, here comes revenge. Let's give this song some points. Composition. We have a pretty standard composition: verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. And as far as bridge is concerned, it's not any extra lyrics. It's just a solo section, back to the chorus, and an outro. So very standard structure. There's not anything unique as far as time signature or tempo changes. Very standard. I think you could compare this to songs like, I don't know, Enter Sandman has a clean part in the intro. I guess that's heavy all the way through. But anyway, any of the songs that kind of come down to the verse and then they build back up, it stands right in line with those. They do have that interesting use of the tag on the end. So use the 3+1, play the riff a few times, have a fill on the end. This song is more of like a 1+1 because it's like riff, fill, and it's usually kind of the same the second time through. The only difference might be for that 3+1 idea. I guess the fourth time through is probably a different drum fill. But on that, I really did not like Lars's second verse, that build. And then I also didn't really like the solo that much. It's not that I hated it, and it's not that it was bad. It's just that it was it was passable. So compositionally, it was fine. I guess we'll talk about that more in instrumentation. But as far as structure goes, nothing new, nothing unique, standard bass line. But I'm happy about it. They're using all the things I like. I know that they can do better, but it's fine enough for me. So structurally, compositionally, 3. Memorability. As I said before, they repeated the line revenge over and over and over again. Each chorus, there were 3 choruses. If you forgot what the main line and the main hook of the song is already, I don't know what you're doing, because they've been revenging us over the head with it for the last several minutes. So all I can say is memorability. How could you forget that line? And then also doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo is very catchy. It stands out. It's unique. It's fun. I mean, maybe it's not unique, but it's cool, and I like it. It's catchy. It sticks in my head. That stays for me. I don't know if it stays for you, but I think it's a cool riff. It reminds me of Orion mixed with something else, and I don't know what the something else is, but they're pulling on my nostalgia strings by giving me tastes of everything throughout their catalog. We got little essences of Load Reload. We've got some Kill 'Em All. We've got some Death Magnetic. We've got everything in here, so I really like it. I think there's a lot to remember, so memorability 4. Emotional response. Like I said in the intro, I do really like this song. I think re-listening to it, I could maybe pick a few things apart, just a couple of things, maybe, but ultimately, I don't want to bring this band down, and I don't think that every song deserves I'm saying that not every song deserves a super analysis, and then realizing, oh wait, I've been super analyzing? I've been super analyzing every single song for the last several months. So maybe I shouldn't say that. But what I'm saying is, I don't think we should hate a song just based off of emotional response, right? Maybe you don't like it at first. That's okay. Maybe it's not for you. Not everything has to be for you. It's okay if the song's not for you. I got plenty of songs. If you listen to my record, I have an orchestral instrumental. I got a pop song. I got some hard rock songs. I've got a piano instrumental, right? Some of those songs you're probably going to skip. Some of them you're going to love. It's okay if you don't like everything. Not everything was made for you. And for me, I feel like this song is exactly like most of their catalog. It's like cut and paste, copy paste of all that they've ever done. This is a Metallica song. It feels like a Metallica song. I can't talk. Feels like one of their songs. It's got all the elements that they always use, and it's catchy. So what else can I say but emotional response? I like this song. It's a 3. Instrumentation. As I said before, I didn't like that big fill that Lars did that was only snares. Maybe less that I didn't like it, and more that it's mixed so loud. The snare is so loud that it becomes annoying. It's just I don't know, man. Calm down. It's fine. And then the solo, like I said, is fine. But everything else is really cool. I love what Rob is doing, especially during the Rob during the verses. Really cool. The clean guitar parts, the main riff, everything's super catchy. I think that they're losing a little bit on the solo side, and that fill was really ridiculous. So it's still pretty good. Instrumentally, 3. Lyrics. I want to talk about the first line of this song. Now, I read a rumor somewhere that this is supposedly about a fan who passed away, or maybe someone wrote a letter to Metallica and they wanted to imagine what would happen if they could get revenge on I don't know the story. You'll have to look it up. I'm not a master of all things Metallica. I'm just a music fan. So I'm a musician, a singer, and a songwriter, and I love Metallica, but I don't know every single detail. I don't know their shoe sizes, okay? I do know that Lars's kid is named Bryce, so that's pretty cool. I'll take credit for that. But really, I don't know the full story of it, but when the first line of the song says, "Little grave, I'm grieving." One, it has alliteration. Little grave, I'm grieving. Grave and grieving have the same 2 letter, gruh. That's alliteration. We have the same sort of consonant. We have the G and the R repeating in succession. Grave, I'm grieving. It has a nice bounce to it. It has a very Seussian rhythm to it, right? A Dr. Seussian rhythm. That's cool. But little grave, I'm grieving, right? That means it's not a full-grown person who's being buried. It's a small person. It's a child. And I'm grieving. This person has died, and I'm very upset about it. Maybe it was a murder, or maybe I'm just mad at the universe. Whatever revenge is being put onto, this person is burying a child. They're bereft, and they're very upset. And naturally, I have relatives and friends who have lost children, like an infant child, and it is devastating, absolutely devastating. So I can only imagine the anger that comes from that. So little grave I'm grieving. Okay, and then the rest of the story talks about I like here comes revenge, and there's a lot of personal stuff. I am this. He was Abel. I am Cain. Cain and Abel were the first two sons born of Adam and Eve, according to the Bible. I'm not super religious, so this is a compacted version of the story. But Cain and Abel were their sons, and Cain was jealous of Abel, so he killed Abel, and God was like, "You're not supposed to kill," and so God sent Cain away and banished him. So Cain was like a treacherous. Well, what's the word I'm looking for? He betrayed his own brother. He killed his own brother. So he was Abel. I was Cain. I would be the murderer. I betrayed someone. I don't know. There's some other symbolism in there. I think you could dive into Dante's Inferno and the depiction of the devil and devil being treachery and like all this, like all I was there in the shadows. That's like the embodiment of rage and anger and revenge. I guess here comes revenge. Revenge is me in the song, and I am I'm coming for whoever did this, whether it's a person, whether it's an otherworldly being, whatever it is, I'm coming for you. And I think that's I don't know, that's an interesting story. It's an interesting concept. There's no lyric in here they do have a lot of lyrics in here that just like their other songs, they like to take phrases that we all know, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. That's I think in the Bible, I'm not sure, and using those phrases in their songs and sort of twisting them in a new way. So they have some symmetry to biblical events. They have some symmetry to potentially apocalyptic stuff or like devil stuff or evil stuff. I don't know. There's some interesting stuff going on here. I know that they've written better, but they have certainly written worse. So I don't know how to sum it up other than I like these lyrics, so I can give them a 3. And so Here Comes Revenge gets a grand total of 16 points. It's not enough for the top 20. It's in 37th place, tied with Hate Train. So if you can believe it or not, Hate Train and Am I Savage. Aw, nice new little couple. Let's take a look at that top 20 list. We still got one tied with Halo on Fire in the top spot. There will be tiebreaker videos coming soon. And on the chopping block is Ride the Lightning. So that's our top 20 so far. Now it's your turn using my method. In the comments below, tell me what score you would give this song and be honest about it. Don't rip it based on emotional response. There's 5 categories. Really analyze it and give me the score below. Make sure you check out Midnight Notion. My music is available all over the internet. I would love your comments and your shares. The shares are the big thing. I can't get my music out there without your shares, so please share that stuff with your friends. And of course, smash that subscribe button, because tomorrow we're going to find out whether or not I'm savage. I don't know the answer, but we'll find out then. Thanks for watching. You're amazing. You're the bestest person in the world. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching again.